Friends, and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So ever felt stuck writing long loops just to go through an array or a list in Java? Say goodbye to boilerplate code and hello to simplicity with Java for each loop. In Java, the for each loop is like a shortcut for looping through arrays or collections. It's clean, readable, and saves your time. Instead of managing indexes or worrying about array index out of bound, you just say for each element in this collection do this, and Java handles the rest. Whether you are working with arrays, array list, or even sets, the for each loop makes your code more elegant and less error prone, perfect for beginners and a favorite for pros. So I hope you'll be enjoying this amazing video in which we will be learning about for each loop in Java. So if you understand this tutorial and if you enjoyed this video, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I'll be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's dive into it and see how to use for each loop in Java. Alright, so we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you that today in this video I will be telling you that what is for each loop in Java. So let's get started, and first of all we need to understand that what is for each loop. We have already learned about for loops, so that is another term for loop. You can say for each loop. So there is also a for each loop which is used exactly to loop through elements in an array or other data set. So you can just say for each loop is used to executively loop through elements in an array, and for loop is also used for the same thing, but thing is that for each loop is used in a big way, like if you are creating any you can say software, if you are creating any project and there you want to use executively the same loop through elements. So for that you will be using for each loop. Here is the syntax of for each loop, that how you will be using. Like in for loop also we use same syntax, but in for loop we use statements, and in for each loop we need to write variable name in the brackets, and after that variable name we need to define array name as well, and then defining all these things we need to add our code block which we want to be executed in our output or in our terminal where we are running our file. So what I'm going to do is I'm just opening my NetBeans IDE, because you all know that when we were just working with like Java in the previous videos as well, so we were just using NetBeans IDE because I think it's the best IDE for beginners if they're starting with Java, and I will also prefer you to use this IDE if you're starting with Java. But if you are a professional developer or a professional Java programmer, so you will be needing some of, like you can say, high level IDE, like you can use Android Studio and the other ones which are available. So I will be just removing this start page, and we have already created one file of main.java, so we will be not needing any file here. So I will be removing all the things from here, and after removing these all things, what I'm going to do is I have removed one close bracket, so I will be creating one close bracket here. I'll be pressing tab here so that I can get all the things aligned, and you can just see we are getting it. So moving on to my Word document, if I show you, the syntax is written like for type variable and array name and then curly braces and the code block which we want to be executed. The following example outputs all elements in the cars arrays using a for each loop. So here we have created one example in which you will be getting all the elements carrying cars array in the output. Here is the cars array which we have created, in which I have written different cars name here like Volvo, BMW, Ford, Mazda. You can give any car names you want to give, or you can create one like this, a list here in this curly braces, so that when you run these all things, so you have to check that the output you are getting is all the elements here in the output when you are running it with car arrays using for each loop. If not, so means you are getting some error or you are doing some mistake. So we will be just copying this thing here, and here is one note written like, don't worry if you don't understand the example above, you will learn more about arrays in the Java arrays chapter. So it is just saying me that like if you are new here and if you are learning for each loop for the first time, if you didn't understand anything, so you don't need to worry about anything, because in coming up videos we will be using for each loop in different things. So from that you will be also having a clear mindset that if we are working with for each loop, so how we can use it and how to use it. So yeah, you have to just copy this all things here, and after copying this for each loop things, I will be just moving on to my NetBeans IDE, and I will be pasting it here to check if I'm running all these things, so I'm getting all my elements in my output or not. So I will be just pressing tab so that I can just get the spacing which I want here. So remember, when you are just adding anything in curly braces, so you need to take care of the indentation when you are just giving space. So for indentation, I can press backspace here, and then I can press enter so that we can get the indentation where the Java wants us to give. So here we are getting 2-line indentation, and then we have written system.out.println, and we have print this I variable. And why we have printed this I variable? Because I have written the string name as I. That's the reason. So if I want to print these all elements, I need to define I variable. You can give any other name to your variable as well. In this case, I have written I, but if you want, you can just give another name to check if you are using with different variable names, so how you are getting the output. It will be same as I will be getting here. So simply I will be moving on to my main.java file, and I will be pressing run file, or you can press shift and F6 as well to run your file, but I will be normally pressing run file here. After pressing run file, you can just see we are getting all the car names printed here, like Volvo, BMW, Ford, Mazda. One difference you can just see here, when we do same thing in Python and when we run our file to get all the elements. So in Python we get all the elements like comma and by this strings here. So like this we get in Python, like we have written in this curly braces. But in Java, when you are running all these things here with a variable name, so you are getting all the elements in different line, like Volvo in one line, BMW second, Ford third, and Mazda fourth. So like this, you are getting all the elements printed in a different line without these strings as well, which we have printed here, because I want this stack should be as a string. That's why I've written, I have just written these values here of this colons, and then in this value I have defined my elements which I want should be printed in the output here. But it's your choice what names you should give to your car. It's not compulsory to give the names as I'm giving here, but I am just showing you the example that like this you can just create some element names here. You can write different elements name, and it is not compulsory to write only 4 elements name. You can give 5 to 10 elements name as well if you want to, and then you can just see if we are running all that stuff, so how we are getting the output running and how we are getting these all things working. So like this you can just use for each loops here, and you can just see one thing. There is one difference here from for loop, because in for loop we use statements, statement 1, statement 2, and statement 3. But if we talk about for each loop, in for each loop we use variables and arrays. That's the only difference which you get in for each loop and in for loops. So you need to take care about one thing, like if somebody is using statements like variables, arrays, all that, so you need to understand that that's for each loop. And if someone is using statements like statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, different statements in for loop, so it will be called as for loop. So this is a common difference between for and for each loop, and you need to understand this difference, because if you are a beginner and if you're using both for loops and for each loop in one program, so it will be really difficult for you if you don't know the difference between that. So it will be really difficult for you to understand that it is a for loop or it is not a for loop, or it is a for each loop or it is not a for each loop. That's the reason I'm just explaining you the difference between for loops and for each loop, so that moving forward when you will be using both loops in different projects, so you will be not having any difficulty there. So I hope you understand that how we have used for each loop. We have also created one short example from which we have understand. You can create your own example as well, from which you will be having a more good understanding about for each loop and for loops, that what is the difference between them and how we use both loops exactly. If we talk about a text, here it is written there is also a for each loop which is used executively to loop through elements in an array. So we use for each loop for loop through elements in an array only, but you can use it with different other things as well. You can use with other variables name as well, like if you're using strings, if you're using booleans, these are another variables from which you can just use for each loop there as well. But commonly for each loop is used in array, and I will prefer you if you are starting with it, so you need to use for each loop in arrays to have a good understanding that how we can use it and what's the way to use it completely. So I hope you understand in which we have just learned about for each loop from start. I hope you understand this video. So if you have understand this video and if you enjoyed this amazing tutorial, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I'll be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you in next tutorial or in next project using Java from start. So for today, goodbye.